Alrighty, you guys. So today is October 7th, or 8th actually, and I want to do a quick review on the yard here. Like I said, a lot of colder weather has appeared. We've had a morning that was about 17 degrees, which is what caused some of the colors you'll see in today's video. So anyway, let's start with this plant. This is the juniper. You can see it's grown quite significantly this season. Growth actually getting way out here. So these are going to get a huge cutback next season. And that'll look pretty dang nice. This one's getting pretty large already. You can see it's touching the back. So it's definitely had some growth. The sun's kind of at a weird angle there. That kind of catches it a little better. But yeah, that's going to be real nice to see pruned. It's grown quite a bit and looks really nice. And then here we got the potentilla. This is looking just amazing right now. You can see this one gets pretty drooped in the mornings when it's real cold. Kind of just, yeah, you can see it's starting to brown though. It's had a long time there in the cold. But again, they're looking real good this year. See, this is that perfect time of the year where they're still upright and they've got some yellow flowers and then brownish leaves mixed in with some green. So it's got like 4 or 5 colors. It's really nice there. And then by this fountain, we've had these 2 dogwoods. You can see they're looking pretty good. See that one there? And this one here. Look at that. Now, what I noticed with these is that these by the fountain here are actually crisp. These are dead, completely gone. These whole branches are just burned. And it's because this cold water hits them in the morning and freezes just solid. Yeah, on those. The other day when it was 17 degrees, I came over here and this branch was laying in the fountain frozen solid. So it got real cold and that's what kind of took out those edge branches. But either way, both of these plants just look amazing right now. The leaves on these also droop pretty well in the mornings, but you can see they're all they kind of feel a little soft. But overall, the plants are doing great right there. It's really nice and warm today. We're about, what is the temperature? 64, but it feels a lot warmer. So anyway, there's those. You see they are showing some signs of damage, just not a ton yet. This one here looks just like the other one. It's like I said, it's had that anomaly all year in that corner, but overall, it's just amazing. The plants in this area have filled in just so nicely. You see everything's looking more dull right now, but it's not really a bad thing. It all looks really nice still. These are completely cut back too. We've covered these. Look back in my earlier videos. Completely cut back. So they're fresh new growth now. And then over here, see, my phone's about to die. Shoot, you guys. The Mugo Pine. Look at that. And these plants are just looking amazing. They've put on significant growth this year, as long with most years. This one here looks like I said, it's that more compact one. And you can, the base, see under it, and you can't see under this one here. But this one here, the goal was for this big potentilla to kind of grow and cover over the fountain and stuff. But obviously that's not gonna happen. The potentilla, it died. I cut it back though, and now we've got like a little ground spurt there, which I'm gonna leave. It kind of just still got flowers and everything. You see that, but we'll get to that one. Anyway, these here, you still have hail damage actually from earlier in the season. See, there's a couple wanged up branches when we got that huge hailstorm in July while we were out of town there. But it just, oh, it's amazing. It's gonna cover that area because I will not be pruning those again. They will just grow naturally now. So yeah, that one's amazing. And this one is too. I can't go too close to that one. It's got wasps all over next to it. We've got a spray down there. I haven't even been able to weed eat under that one for a long time. See all those wasps? But if I take a little zoom in on it here, just amazing. Now if we look at the backs of these plants, there's that one there. It's got that bonsai type structure. The only amount, that's why you gotta be careful pruning these. They say the candles, so I'm gonna go on this one so I don't get stung. The candles come out of these things. Let's see if I can get into it. Those are gonna be candles next season. And what they are is those new growths. You can only cut back the new growth candles. If you cut too far into the plant, it'll never grow back, and here's why. That's all the growth that it produces. The rest is just bare stem. So from the, which is what makes them really cool, but you gotta be proactive in pruning if you wanna keep them pruned. So yeah, and then the bottom of this one, like I said, is it's got cords and stuff in it. So it's pretty nice there. And the fountain, just look at the fountain. Oh, I'm gonna miss this so much, guys, when the winter comes. Nothing like standing here. Just listen. Just take a second. Just nothing like it. So anyway, this is a really nice area. I like this corner. Like I said, the health of especially the side of this plant has improved significantly with that potentilla being when it died, because it got more sun. So it's a benefit to those, and they will grow. They are dwarf varieties of Mughal pine, but they will grow. So yeah, and with that fountain there, it's just amazing. And it keeps a little bit of that fountain visible too. So it's all a win over here, I think. And we've still got a little growth on the potentilla, which is, amazing. If we take a quick look at that, you see it produced some flowers this season as well. Definitely, I mean, it really flowered. Look at all the flowers. All those little, these little things, those were flowers. So it definitely did. I thought it would grow a little more vigorously, but it seems like only one section of it's living at the current moment. Ooh, these wasps are swarming with you guys. Oh, we've got to get this figured out. What we're gonna do is spray foam on it when the activity dies down, but I'm allergic to them, so I can't really be near them. But I want to point out real quick, out of all these plants right now, those are standing out of just that green color. Is amazing on those. They just glow in the light there. You can see it on camera right now. They glow in that light. So get that picture right there. Just amazing, those huge plants there. Amazing. Anyway, in this area, this is where I said where we did the rock stuff a while ago, and look at this. This one did not die on us. It did produce a little growth. Kind of interested to see how it's going to do next season, but it's had a hard time. The whole ground around this was dug up first to remove the big bushes here, but that was well before I had this channel, and then all the other stuff. So this plant's had a crazy time, and it's still doing good. It's ending the season. I got in with a weed eater and actually whacked some of the branch off right here, but see, it's pretty dense. It's thick, like it's sturdy plant. It's just grown like that because it's so stressed. But very fertile soil here. This was over from that field over there, and it's just a most amazing soil. So, and then this one here, the dogs actually, the sun is just that glare. The dogs actually stomp around back here sometimes and kind of destroy them a little bit, but they just look amazing. This one here still hasn't recovered all of its leaves from the big hailstorm we had in July. I don't blame it though. That was horrible. That hailstorm was just a season ender for some plants, honestly. But yeah, just huge, amazing plants here. These are the spirea. They got a full cut back. This area gets pretty nasty in the winter, especially if it's snowing a lot and the dogs are cold, so they poop on the deck and we shovel it off. It can get really nasty in this corner. So that's kind of there, but it really, those two even just help so much. It's called the windmill plant. You can see the 3 windmills there. Really nice area, and it's got a new rock too. All right, so over here we get the Boston screwing around in the plants. So the daylilies, these ones are not as vibrant, different colors as the ones in the other area that we looked at the other day. At the other area, remember those? They're a different type of daylily. They have more of these leaves and less scapes. These have, more leaves and more scapes, honestly. These just have bigger leaves and bigger scapes. Scapes being these here, the bloom heads. So here's this one. Usually the smallest and takes the longest to emerge out of the ground in the spring. On that one there. The fountain is off right now because the pump kind of blew up on us and it's leaking. This fountain definitely needs some work. We're going to get into that next season. This daylily, ooh, spiders all over the place, is huge. You can see these ones are big. And I had to kind of protect these at the beginning of the season because the dogs run around and kind of stomp over them. But daylilies are really strong. Oh, these wasps are really strong plants, and you will have a hard time killing them. So yeah, there's that daylily. You can see it's had a fair show of blooms there. Look at that, just amazing. And then this daylily, It's got a little more fall color. It might even be getting a little bit more cold air hitting it. I'm not quite sure, but it's definitely got a little more fall color. Just amazing. I love these daylilies. I wish I could leave them for winter interest, but I do like to clean them back in the fall. This one here is tightly wedged actually in between these two junipers there. You can see, but it just makes it so nice. The junipers are not getting any closer to it. I keep them pruned. I'm gonna give them a prune this April when I do this coming up April when I prune again. It's been about 2 years, so they're gonna get that prune, and these ones will probably get it in 2027, the big one again. So, but anyway, this one's looks amazing, kind of hidden deep in there. I gotta be careful walking over here because I'm wasps. But look at that. This one too. I think it and that are probably the two biggest ones in the yard there. And yeah, amazing fall color. A lot of bloom heads on that one. But what I notice with these most of the time is there'll be one freeze where it gets even colder, somewhere around 15 degrees. You know, it'll be real cold. And these things will sit to the ground. They'll like droop, all the limbs will fall, and you will not. And then you'll know it's the end of the season for them. I'm gonna probably clean the sedum and the daylilies November, at some point early November. So that'll be the plan for that. Anyway. All right, there's those daylilies. Now, let's go and take a look at these. Obviously the junipers, just real quick. Just gonna walk by. They're gonna get their prune, they're needing it. Especially this one here, where it's starting to really come over the side here. That should all be rounded back, and especially right in here, should be rounded back. This one is kind of encroaching on the sidewalk. And these ones don't grow very much, but they're gonna get around as well. They've got a couple poking branches coming out. But it was kind of nice to leave them for a little bit. It gave me some growth to watch a change to occur. But as they do need to be cleaned up again. You can see this one pretty well from over here. Over here, it just did amazing this year. It wasn't as disturbed. You can see the blooms are fading on these big time. But you can see, there's that first sedum. Here's the big juniper. See how that is. It's doing amazing. Loving the color of it. And this, you can see the blooms are fading quite significantly, especially here on the south side, actually. So I don't know why that is. Maybe, I guess, you know why? They appeared first. They actually opened up first. Since the south is where most of the sun comes. They're on like a time thing. So these side got more sun, so they actually got brighter quicker, and they're now at the point where they're kind of doling out. This is on the north, so they've kind of got their sun, but they haven't had as much, so they're behind. So they're still a little more colored. But it's got a really nice tone to it right now. It's kind of like almost starting to turn into that brown, but mixed with a little dark purple. See here, like this one versus, say, these. You can see the difference in the heads there. But it's not that bright anymore. It's a duller, darker. So it's got a definite unique color there. It's definitely had some cold too, so it's definitely feeling the effects, but it's just an amazing plant. One of my favorites. Very tall too. I mean, we're talking, some of these are actually up a little bit above my knee. So, I like that one a lot. Okay, there's the area, the backyard area. Now, these cedars over here, obviously, there's not too much to report on them. If we stand back, we can see they put, that sun is in the dang way. It's just that hour. They put on a good deal of growth. You can see the growth on the top. Since we pruned them back in 2023, December, we did that. And that's not gonna happen again. It was too cold. We're gonna do it in the spring with all the other plants. But either way, they look amazing. Look at those things. And we have a concern over here because the dogs are destroying it. I'm not going to talk because the neighbor might be out, so I'm going to be quiet. But with this one, that's why the tree's fenced off. I'm just going to do a walk by and show you both areas. The dogs chase the neighbor's dogs all the time over here. It's making a big mess. Let's take a look. Yeah, and you can see I actually filled this area with rocks because it was up to my leg here deep. And they're already kind of screwing the rocks up. You see the plant's taking damage this season big time. It's actually got some bare stems here just from all they're running around. The sprinkler hose even broke. And it's just one of them things that dogs do and it's hard to stop, you know. So that's kind of the update on that. See the plant there, definitely it's taken some, you can see underneath it. So we're gonna get it cut back good again, just like all the other ones. I mean, it's doing great. Not on its own, like it's growing vigorously, but there's that external traffic that's kind of knocking limbs off of it is all. Also, throughout the whole season, due to the sprinkler line break here, it was blowing water up into here, which is why some of these are like they are. This plant's definitely had its share of craziness this season, but it still looks great. And then obviously these here, let's see, are looking great. They put on a ton of growth this season. I think we covered that in June, probably early June when these were in growth. So they just look amazing. That's another one of the plants that color just pops. You can see it at different angles. This one here is full. The front of it didn't die. The top mainly did, and it came back pretty well. This one over here, the front was completely dead for years. So I just cut it out. So now we have that natural looking, well, kind of not natural, but odd looking plant, which actually looks kind of nice if you look at it from this angle or from the side here. It is a not bad looking plant being half like that. You know, I don't mind some natural looking stuff. There's those, but anyway, let's cover the rest of these. You can see the fall colors really coming in full force on these. These get covered, and I took a picture of this in that post thing when it was frosted over one morning. But yeah, you can see the fall colors, especially on this one here, is just looking amazing. It's been a huge recovery since we did that rejuvenational pruning. I do not regret that day at all. One of my best days, I think, ever. So yeah, this one here is also amazing color changes as you kind of walk by. They've recovered pretty well from the leaf issue. They'd look even better if it wasn't for that hailstorm in July. I mean, it took things out big time. But look at the color on that one. Oh, just amazing. This one also looks pretty dang nice above the fence. And then over here, this one, amazing colors as well. This one here is the dog poop and stuff. I gotta get that clean today. That's the next project. But over here, we've got that hanging thing back there. I just did something random for the heck of it. But this one here actually gets the worst probable frost out of many of the plants because it's in the coldest. It doesn't get sun until like 12 o'clock, 11:30, where the other ones have sun earlier in the day. So yeah, but it's just got that amazing color. It actually looks a little bit more changed due to that. So anyway, that is the yard update, guys. I had a lot of talking today, but you can see it's just everything came together really well this year, and it's been a great season. I need to do some cleanup is all, and yeah, it's just been great. I've been so busy. Like I said, project wise, there hasn't been too many projects. It's been one of them seasons that are worth recording. Those are coming up though. Come spring, I'm gonna have those projects, and you know, I'm ready for spring again. I don't, you know, even summer is just, it's amazing, but I'm ready for spring with everything in bloom and stuff like that. I didn't cover these. I've been trying to get them to grow back. So this one's just one stem. It's almost like a tree, and it seems to be holding up pretty well. And these here, finally, I was able to prune them a bit and get them into almost a bush shape again. We've got to keep the growth going on these, and I can even chop a little bit of the side of this tree out a little bit, you know, to let it grow in there. I'd like this to grow a little. It suckers up everywhere here, and I'd just like it to grow a little bit better. So it's on track. That's another reason this fence is up. Should not be how it is though. The dogs have this thing just whacked. But it does its job. It's protecting the roots of this tree as well. I can see base down there. The rocks are usually really bad. They're pretty good. Over here, you can see they run around through here a lot. If you got dogs, they're just going to do this to the yard there. It's kind of just part of having dogs. But I like to protect the trees a little. You can see the roots are a little exposed right there. Overall, I don't think it's anything that's gonna hurt the tree. The fence does so well at keeping them out of the neighbor's yard. We've got some crazy dogs, and it does take out on the yard there. So Anyway, you can see the fall colors in the background there. Just amazing. The aspens over there have actually lost 90% of their leaves. This one back here are actually losing all of its leaves. All right, see you guys in the next one.